You might already know that nearly 3/4 of Earth's surface is covered with water, something we all learned in school, but what often gets overlooked is the unimaginable scale and significance of a single part of that water, the Pacific Ocean. It's not just the biggest ocean, it's the most colossal, mind-bending expanse of liquid on our planet. And it's true, scale defies even our best attempts to comprehend it. Welcome back to our channel, where today we embark on a journey not across land, not through time, but across the breathtaking, endless blue that is the Pacific. While technically there is only one continuous global ocean circling our continents, for ease of study, we divide it into 4 main regions: the Atlantic, Arctic, Indian, and Pacific. Among these, the Pacific is far and away the largest, so much so that if you were to start in the waters off the coast of Chile or Peru, dig a hole straight through the earth, and somehow emerge on the opposite side of the globe, you would still be standing, or rather swimming, in the Pacific Ocean, this time near the shores of Vietnam or Taiwan. These directly opposite points on the globe are called antipodes, and the Pacific Ocean boasts more of them than any other region, a testament to its sheer size. To put it differently, the circumference of the Earth is about 40,000 kilometers, and in the Pacific, the distance from one side to the other, between Indonesia and Colombia, can stretch up to 20,000 kilometers, half of Earth's full circle. That's its widest point, and Australia within its watery boundary. And it is so massive that you could line up 5 full moons, side by side, and still have room to spare. Even if you were to place all 7 continents, Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe, along with Greenland, you'd still have space left over to drop in 8 more Indias. Think about that. It's not just the largest ocean, it's larger than the entire surface area of Mars, which is around 148 million square kilometers, drowning its dusty deserts. Compared to the Pacific's 165.2 million, pour the Pacific Ocean onto the Martian surface, and the red planet would disappear beneath hundreds of feet of water, ancient craters, and rocky mountains. Yet, despite this vastness, standing aboard a ship in the middle of the Pacific, it's impossible to fully grasp just how immense it is. Still can't capture the Pacific in its entirety in one glance. The human eye, due to Earth's curvature, can only see to a horizon that lies about 5 kilometers away for someone standing 6 feet tall. Even from atop Mount Everest, your line of sight across the ocean would stretch just a few hundred kilometers. The International Space Station, orbiting 400 kilometers above Earth, even with modern digital tools like Google Earth, when you zoom all the way out to the maximum 63,000 kilometer view, 95% of what you see is the Pacific Ocean only, 5% is land. It dominates our planet in a way no other feature does. But the Pacific isn't only broad, it's deep. Its average depth is about 4,000 meters, but it also contains the single deepest known point on Earth, the Challenger deep in the Mariana Trench, which plunges nearly 11 kilometers below sea level. That's so deep that if you dropped Mount Everest into it, no warmth, and unimaginable pressure, the mountain's peak would still be covered by over a mile of water. The pressure down there is more than 1,000 times what we experience at the surface. And yet, life still exists. Alien-like, bioluminescent creatures, gelatinous blobs, and spindly, blind crustaceans thrive in a world with no light, and it's not alone. The Pacific holds other trenches that dive beyond 10 kilometers deep, such as the Tonga Trench, the Philippine Trench, and the Kuril-Kamchatka Trench. Beneath its deceptively calm surface lies an abyssal world that scientists are only beginning to understand. Yet the ocean itself is changing, it's shrinking. Every year, the Pacific contracts slightly due to the shifting of Earth's tectonic plates. Meanwhile, the Atlantic Ocean grows wider. This process, known as subduction, involves sections of the Pacific Plate being pushed underneath surrounding continental plates. And it's the same force responsible for the Pacific's incredible geologic activity. The entire Pacific Basin is bordered by what's known as the Ring of Fire, a zone where over 75% of the world's active volcanoes lie, and where the vast majority of global earthquakes occur. Some of the most devastating natural disasters in history have originated from this volatile belt, like the ones that hit Japan in 2011 or Southeast Asia in 2004. All trace their roots to tectonic movements beneath the Pacific. Beneath the waves, the Pacific hides a stunning number of underwater volcanoes, many still unnamed, unmapped, and active. The largest of them, the Havre near New Zealand, erupted in 2012 with such force that it spewed out a floating pumice raft covering over 400 square kilometers. And this was only discovered after the fact through satellite images. A stark reminder of how much we still don't know about this immense underwater realm. But even above the waves, the Pacific's influence is overwhelming. It contains more islands than any other ocean, 25,000 of them scattered across its vast expanse, like pearls in a giant blue basin. These islands range from large land, like New Guinea and New Zealand, to tiny coral atolls and volcanic peaks that barely break the surface. Some islands are nations of their own: Fiji, Micronesia, Tonga, Palawich, with distinct cultures, histories, and languages. Others are so remote they've never been permanently settled by humans and remain pristine, untouched ecosystems. In fact, locating some of these islands using Google Earth can take weeks, and reaching them by sea can take months. These dots of land have witnessed some of the oldest seafaring traditions, where indigenous navigators used stars, waves, bird patterns, and even cloud shapes to cross thousands of kilometers without any modern instruments. The ocean is not just water, it's a living, breathing climate engine that governs Earth's weather systems. It powers the El Niño and La Niña phenomena, which can influence rainfall, droughts, hurricanes, and crop yields on opposite sides of the globe. Its vast surface absorbs carbon dioxide and heat from the atmosphere, acting as a planetary thermostat. It supports more than 50% of the world's marine biodiversity, from microscopic plankton to the largest animals that have ever lived, blue whales. But for all its grandeur, the Pacific is under threat. Human activity has introduced pollution on a massive scale. The infamous Great Pacific Garbage Patch, a floating mass of plastic debris between Hawaii and California, is now twice the size of Texas. Overfishing and rising ocean temperatures are altering entire marine ecosystems. Coral reefs are bleaching, and sea levels are rising, threatening the very islands that have existed for thousands of years. Yet the Pacific remains resilient, mysterious, and endlessly on. It's a place where the modern and ancient coexist, where satellites scan for time, and Polynesian canoes still sail by. It's the ocean where Ferdinand Magellan, more than 500 years ago, emerged from the deadly straits at the bottom of South America and named it Pacific, the peaceful ocean. But that peace, as we now know, is only the surface. Beneath lies a realm of fire, water, depth, silence, and unmeasurable force. It is both the cradle of life and the harbinger of change. The Pacific Ocean is not merely an ocean, it's an ancient, powerful world that wraps around ours, shaping weather, land, life, and time itself. To understand the Pacific is to gain a new perspective on our planet. A perspective vast enough to make you feel small, but not insignificant. It invites curiosity, demands respect, and rewards every explorer, scientist, sailor, and dreamer who dares to drift into its embrace. And though we've mapped its surface, measured its currents, and plunged into its deepest points, the Pacific continues to remind us that Earth is not just our home, it's still, in many ways, a mystery.